Right now, though, a country you don't often hear that much about, Angola. Rich in resources, and it seems now willing to use the money it makes rather than just putting it away for a rainy day. Angola is Africa's second biggest oil producer after Nigeria, and it opened a sovereign wealth fund a couple of years ago with $5 billion in funds. Let's be clear, that is not much. Look at the top three. Fascinating, actually, to see Norway out on top with a sovereign wealth fund worth nearly $900 billion. Then it's the Gulf states Abu Dhabi with $773 billion, Saudi Arabia $737 billion. Remember, the Gulf states often go after the big ticket items, the football teams and the major retail stores, property, etc. So what will Angola do with its cash? Our business editor Abed Ali spoke to the chairman of Angola's sovereign wealth fund, Jose Filomeno dos Santos, about where his comparatively small nation sees itself in the next decade or so.
I think we are the right size of fund for the size of the economy of Angola. As you know, it's a country that it's been in peace for just over a decade. It has several challenges to overcome in terms of improving social and economic livelihood of its citizens. And where we see ourselves in the coming year is in acting in this space, in having an institution which is accountable, transparent.
You mentioned transparency. Angola is ranked 153 out of 177 nations by Transparency International. How do you counter the fact that you are the president's son?
The fund is managed by a board of directors, which I chair. We follow an investment policy which has been determined by the government. We also follow the Santiago Principles, which are a set of 24 principles defined by the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. We are a member of the International Forum of Sovereign Wealth Fund, and we adhere to the best practices of both investment management and the management of public entities.
Is Angola over-reliant on oil? 80% of your tax revenue, 40% of your growth comes from oil. What's the country doing to diversify?
A lot of efforts are being set since for several years to change the structure of the economy, and these efforts tend to focus mainly on strengthening the governance and accountability framework of the institutions. These requires a lot of capacity building and the adoption of international principles, which the country did not have a chance to have because we've had a civil unrest for a number of years. In fact, the Sovereign Wealth Fund is one of the institutions that comes from this effort of the government that to operate in a more transparent and efficient manner, so that its goals to improve the livelihood of the Angolan citizens are achieved.
You mentioned Angola's citizens. When will the public see the benefits of this fund?
We've recently launched a scholarship program aimed at 45 skilled candidates that will undergo an intensive training in the area of asset management and financial studies, in order to ensure that we have in the coming months and over the coming years a new sort of workforce in terms of executives that can oversee the investments that we are planning to do now. Also in the hotel space, we have just finished a study to implement a hotel school, because that's a sector that we believe has a lot of potential. We will also be focusing on investing in commercial real estate in the coming months. So these are just examples of how we approach the investments. On the one hand, we will directly invest into the assets, but on the other hand, we will make sure that the community itself participates in the implementation and eventual management, or even as clients of these projects.